On this installment of Balloon Brand Comparisons, we are going to compare and contrast one aspect that I bet nobody else thought about when comparing and contrasting different brands of balloons, and that is their pitch. Or in other words, what sound do they make when used to make lightsabers? Because what I found is that different balloons will sound differently when used as lightsabers, because the length of the balloon, the width of the balloon, the thickness of the latex, all of that, the texture of the balloon itself, all of that plays a part in how the balloon sounds. So let's go through it. So this one right here, this is the Clownatex. So this is how the Clownatex sounds. To compare it, for example, to the Calisan. Do you hear the difference? This one's definitely a much deeper tone. This one's a much higher pitch and louder. So different balloons, different balloon brands will make different noises. So we'll go through one at a time. So we have the Clownatex. That's the Clownatex. Next we have Calisan. This one I think is definitely the loudest of all of them. Calisan. Next we have Sempertex. This is a little bit more similar to the Clownatex, a little bit lower even. But there we have our Sempertex. Next we have our Brookloon. And see, all of them have their own unique little pitch. All of them are slightly different. Even like the Sempertex and the Brookloon, they're all slightly different. There's our Brookloon. Next we have our Gemar. So if you can tell, this one is definitely like a lower, deeper sounding, and it's quiet, tends to be a little bit quieter. But that's the Gemar. Our Gemar. Next we have our Tilco. That's the Tilco. Okay, our Tilco balloon. Next we have our Qualitex. That one's also a little bit lower, a little bit deeper sounding. Our Qualitex. Next we have our Decomex. This one's also similar to the Calisan. I think it's because, if you remember, the Calisan and the Decomex were some of the thickest latex, but also the skinniest balloons, right? So because the balloons themselves are skinnier, but the latex is thicker, it tends to make a higher pitch and louder lightsaber. So for lightsabers, Calisan and Decomex really make really loud lightsabers, but this is the Decomex. Next we have our Elitex. Right there, this is the Elitex. And last but not least, we have our Toughtex. But I just found that interesting. I thought maybe you guys would find that interesting, that each brand of balloons that you use, depending on which brand you use, will make a different sounding balloon lightsaber. Again, that's the Toughtex, Decomex, or we have our Sempertex. I just think that's really cool. What do you think?